Good day, everyone. So it's been 4 years of playing Genshin Impact, and I thought that maybe it's time to begin a new journey beyond Teyvat, and that's what I want to share with you today. So welcome to Paimon. So here is little Paimon, and we are literally beyond Teyvat at the moment. As you can see, Celestia is always keeping an eye out on us. But yeah, we've been literally having a bit of a fun and crazy journey outside of literally the bounds of Teyvat. So hopefully you guys can share with that experience in today's video. So that's really what this is all about. So sorry for a bit of a bait, but to do all of this, we need to restart. So basically, this Finch girl right here is the source of all of the mischief. Now, I'm showing this to you guys in the way to perform the glitch because you can't do this anymore because, well, the event's over. So I won't get in trouble even with my UID like showing here. And basically through some clever manipulations of the menu and so on, you can trick the game to be in a frozen state, and this allows us to effectively go and cross the Paimon barrier. Now, I should say that what I've shown you on screen is just half of the step because you still need to do the teleport step and reset your language and all of that. But effectively, once you can cross the Paimon barrier, you can do it, and it's just wonderful. So when it comes to exploring out of bounds, reaching the highest point there in Fontaine and taking a picture of the map, it's really all awesome. But if you go very far out of bounds, way before you even get to the borders of Teyvat's map, you'll notice that your characters will actually be forced into the drowned state and you can't do anything in your game. Your game will be kind of soft locked and you'll either need to relog back in or open up the chat menu and teleport to Enconomia or let's say another region like the Teapot to reset your game. So even by going outside of the Paimon barrier, there is still a limit to how far you can go. And obviously, this means that we can't actually escape Teyvat. And this is where today's video comes in, because I found a way to use the Wave Rider in this time frozen state. So typically what happens is with the Paimon glitch, you can't use the Wave Rider. You can't interact with anything, enemies can't hit you, the entire world is kind of frozen. But there is a bit of a special trick to get the Wave Rider going, and I thought to myself, well, what happens when I get to the game boundary? So this is where my characters should be like drowned, and I should be forced to stop. And I, funnily enough, discovered that no, I'm not actually stopped. In fact, the Wave Rider itself, just like Paimon and Kokomi's jellyfish, are one of the few objects in the game that can actually ignore that like hard teleport barrier or that hard barrier that they put there, and you can go beyond the map of Teyvat. So this is where the journey to go beyond Teyvat actually began, and obviously here in the background you can see a bit of a sped up like compilation of how the shores look like at the southwestern part of the Sumru Desert. So spoiler alert, it's just desert and then water, so there's not much there. But as we start traveling and traveling and traveling, as you can see there on the map, you get to the edge eventually, and this is where things become really fun. Now there is a region where you can either go north or you can keep on going west, like you can see here in the background. So what I've decided to do is actually go more west, and this is where things get really fun. So initially I had thought that, well, let's put up the, as you can see there, the Talk to Sister Victoria, so that's the distance to Mondstadt sign, and see just on a whim how far we can go beyond the map of Teyvat. Obviously there is a region where, or like a bunch of regions where you can see water and then the water disappears. So I've really wanted to see, if I sailed west as far as possible, how far are we going to go on the water? Does the water stretch infinitely? How does the game of Genshin Impact really work? So as you can see on screen, there is obviously a little bit of a cut here in the desert, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just, well, ignore the cut and go the other way, and I'll come back to this on my second journey, which I'll show you guys a bit later, because that's when the funny boat mechanic thingamabob started, which was really funny. In any case, so what we'll start doing is queuing again a bit of a little speed up and a compilation, but effectively as you start traveling west and west, the game it comes to a kind of a halt. So basically, the water that you can see around you really run out. And this then begs the question, do you fall off the map with the Wave Rider? Or what happens to the Wave Rider? And funnily enough, in cases like these, the Wave Rider just continues onwards. Now, when I did this the first time, as you can see here, I thought, well, hey, this is taking like a good picture because I can put the camera under the water. And eventually, when I pointed the camera back, I saw that, hey, I actually exited the water already. It's behind me. I was like, oh, where's the water? And it's like, there you go. So that is the literal boundary of Teyvat. Like at this point, if you look on the map, we are beyond where like the map border is at about roughly 16,000, let's say 300 meters. So that's the end of Teyvat, but obviously that's not the end for me and Paimon. And eventually, after about 18,000 meters, I decided, you know what, let's just jump out. And as you can see there, all my characters were drowned out. That means the game is stuck and we only have Paimon and obviously Celestia in the background, making sure that yes, we cannot escape fully, but hey, it's what it is. Regardless, so coming back to the point where we were earlier, if we go to the exact same spot where we were and we just go north, you can see here that the water will end eventually, but something funny happens because we are not so far out of the map yet. The Wave Rider starts doing some funky things. So I didn't expect this behavior. I just thought we would cruise straight onwards, but unfortunately the Wave Rider just keeps on going wee wee wee, and I thought, hey, well, you know what, let's just see where this is gonna go. And in the meantime, obviously, let's get a western view on the desert. Well, that sounds funny, but a western view on the eastern nation of I don't know how you can put it, on the middle eastern world of Sumru. And basically there's nothing, so it's not really worthwhile pointing that out. But as you can see, I progressed quite far out of the map here, and eventually I got to a new section of water. And this is the funny thing, once you re-enter the new section of water, you gain again then full control of your boat, until you go far enough beyond Teyvat that even if you're on a body of water, you just lose control. And if you were speeding up, you lose the stamina bar and the boat just keeps on traveling forward and forward. So this has been quite the fun and the odd journey out of Teyvat. Certainly Out of Bounds is very, very unique. This is the first time I've ever done this. I can tell you lots of things about how Out of Bounds work, how the teleporting works if someone else joins you, but we can put that up in a follow-up or a next video. All I can say for now is that after 4 years, I've set out to achieve my goal. We literally did journey beyond Teyvat, and what I'm going to do now is literally just show you a bit of the highlights and all of the cool things, and perhaps just end off with a bit of a beautiful sunset with me and Paimon just riding it out. Yes, one day we will permanently depart from Teyvat, but I think for now, you know, the journey continues and we're on our way back to Natland. So as you guys can see, we're now heading east all the way to Teyvat, and I'll see you guys obviously not just in Natland but in the next video. So I'll stop rambling from here on out, and thank you so much for watching.